Hey guys, welcome back to Triple T Outdoors Podcast. This looks a little different, way different. It's because you're watching instead of just listening to it. We got ugly, and uglier sitting here. Dyson, nice T-shirt you put on there, buddy.
They have no class.
Yeah, you knew I was gonna hit something with that. So it's been a little while. What was the last time we recorded? April. Right after that, April, we went on a turkey hunt. We're gonna talk about that, and then get into our summer. For me personally, been kind of a boring summer, so I'm not gonna have a lot to talk about. But there's been some highlights. I guess let's start over here, and we'll go this way. Tyson, how's your summer been, bud?
Busy. Slam pack full of dogs. I think I'm over the biggest summer rush, though. Starting to slow down where it's a little more manageable. I'm still busy, but it's manageable now.
You tried a couple different things this summer, which is pretty admirable of you to try some stuff, and even though some things didn't work out, you know.
Yeah. I tried to expand with. I did expand with more. Added 10 more dog kennels, and I also have a separate building that I was going to start daycare. I've added some more fenced-in areas. The daycare, I haven't worked out all the kinks yet, so I just put a pause on that for right now. Maybe I'll try again next summer.
Yeah, I mean, you got more guts than a lot of people just to go out and try something, you know?
Yeah, not everything works. You got to just try, and if it don't work, try something different.
For me this summer, I'm trying to think here. So let's go back to April. So we're on this turkey hunt. We're going to talk about that here in a few. After the turkey hunt, I haven't really done much other than we bought a house. So that's interesting. Been working on that. Been redoing a lot of things, and that's really captivated most of my summer this year. But I'm really excited to get back in the woods and.
Done some fishing. We've done some frog gigging.
That's true. I almost forgot about the frog gigging. Mm-hmm. That was fun. This frogs saved me a lot of money.
Have you been eating?
Yeah, they've been eating.
Good.
I didn't put them in a stew. But yeah, this summer's been pretty uneventful for me, other than a little bit of fishing, some frog gigging, which was a very new experience for me. And as you can see behind us, we have 2 turkey tails on the wall. So we're gonna get into that. Tucker, let's talk about your summer, bud.
Well, been doing some fishing. I did enter into a fishing tournament. I did a couple with Roger, a couple fishing tournaments.
Roger Naylor.
We caught some fish. I was the only one to catch the 2 keepers, but he caught some fish that just were a little short.
What's a keeper in a tournament like that?
Most tournaments 12-inch 5-fish limit.
Gotcha.
It was something new. It was something I never entered in any fishing tournaments like that before.
Is there a lot of people on the water during those fishing tournaments?
There was I think it was 30 boats.
That's a lot.
30 boats, 2 people per boat.
Where were they? Where was that at?
Our first one was Leesville, and then we did Clendenning. I think those are the only 2 that I did. They just did another one. You can interchange partners, and Roger's brother wanted to go, so I just let him take his brother. And Roger did catch a couple, but I don't think his brother caught any. But we missed the first 2 tournaments. We kind of got into it late, so we're not in the very good standings. But it's tough. It's a different ball game from fishing ponds, for sure.
Yeah, I like fishing ponds because you catch a lot of fish, but
It spoils you.
yeah, the lakes are a different story. I wanted to go catfishing all year because I selfishly I love to taste catfish, but I have not gotten to go. It's just like the way I work. It's like staying up late at night going catfishing is just not in the deck of cards.
Not ideal, yeah.
No, not with the 3 little kids at home and working the hours I work. It's just kind of not in the playing cards.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of land management. the field of sunflowers.
Planted some sunflowers.
Yeah, you actually got some sunflowers.
I
I was surprised.
Usually he's like, well, look at my sunflower field. I'm like, you mean the ragweed field?
I'm learning. It took me 3 years to get to where I'm at right now. The right sprays, the right fertilizer. It's all coming together, bud.
It looks nice. Yep.
I'm pretty happy with it.
Let's talk about what you got on your trail cam just recently.
I got a black bear again on my trail camera.
yeah.
I put a mineral block out, and I've been having some deer come in, and I went and checked it one afternoon. It was 2 days ago. He come in at 2:00 in the morning.
We were talking. We were wondering because was it last summer?
Yeah.
Last summer he got a black bear on his camera too, and we were wondering if it was the same one or you never know. But
You'd never know, but I would say it probably would be. I would say they probably stick to an area. He knows that there was a snack there last time he was there,
I'd have to guess, yeah.
so he's coming back through to try to get some more corn.
He came to exactly the same spot.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
The only thing I would say is that like around this area, black bear and anywhere else may seem like it's not really a big a deal. Around here, black bear's a big deal. That's a sign of a good environment, good healthy ecosystem. I could probably count on one hand the amount of black bear sightings I've seen have in the last 5 years. So
Yeah. I know it's more scared of you than you are of it.
yeah,
but it's still kind of eerie walking into your tree stand in the morning and knowing that there is a black bear out there. You just never know.
yeah.
It kind of makes me a little jumpy.
Makes you second guess.
Yeah.
Coming out of stand late.
it would be
you know?
much cooler if you were in the tree stand
seen it.
and it walked out.
Yeah, it would be.
I don't think that'd be cool. That would be cool at all.
Oh, I think
you're talking about.
it'd be awesome. I have a bow with me.
I'd better have a change of clothes. Oh man, I was right there where I killed that doe. Yeah,
back by the box point.
Yep.
I thought I recognized that feeder.
Yep.
One other thing I thought was interesting that just having me and Tucker were talking about. I've been going to Tucker's pond every morning to train some dogs, and twice now he's had one of his grass carp was floating dead. And this thing's when I saw it, I saw something floating in the water. I thought it might be that, but it didn't look like it. So I got in that little boat and rowed out there. And
You did go out there and look at it?
Yeah, I poked it with the oar. It's massive. It's huge.
I would say 40 pounds at least, 35 to 40 pounds.
It's huge.
It's twice as long as your dog.
How long? I was like, why did they die? And Tucker's like, I'm not sure. I said, well, how long did they live? And did you look it up?
I looked it up. I think it said around 20 years is what.
Yeah, and the previous owner said how many did they?
He put 5 a year for 20 years in there.
I mean, so
until
the oldest ones are 20 plus years old.
Yeah, they
die,
of old age. They die of old age.
It's just I don't even think of a fish dying of old age.
No.
It's just weird to think about.
No.
They get eaten or.
Actually, I've never thought of that.
Yeah, right. It's
I
just
never thought of an old fish.
Weird thought. Yeah. Thought of old coot, but
Good Lord.
so I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
You have to let me know when you're going. Like, I've been struggling with. I mean, not struggling, just not knowing what I'm doing because I got Chase, the chocolate lab at home that I've been trying to.
Yeah, have you done much with him? Or?
I get him to fetch a ball and stay and stuff like that, but that's about as far as I know what I'm doing. So he's terrified of water, so that's gonna be interesting.
Well,
We need to get him over that.
Yeah.
yeah. We need to. How old is he now? Probably. We should have been
10
working
months.
with him. Yeah, we should have been working with him, but it's not too late. But
No.
Yeah, he's 10 months. He's not fixed though, so we're probably gonna wait until after he fully matures after the summer to take care of that stuff like that. So
Do you have a female at home?
yeah,
Not
she's
fixed?
She's fixed though.
She's fixed.
Yeah. Just want to take care of it. I don't want to. I don't have to worry about that.
yeah, you live close to other people. And,
Exactly.
yeah, you could wander off.
There's a bunch of my fence looks like Swiss cheese sometimes, so you can get out there, and the last thing I need is child support for dogs I don't need.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward because I love that dog as much as he's a pain in my butt, gets in the trash can and stuff like that. But I'm looking forward to just going out and hunting with him this summer or winter.
He does that stuff because he needs a job. He wants something to do.
That's what I told the wife this morning. She ripped up some bubble wrap that came with that computer, and she's like, he just rips up everything. I'm like, well, he's not doing anything. That's why he's ripping everything up.
Yeah.
But yeah. You want to start talking about these turkeys, bud?
We can talk about it, how we come about it, and
Well, my story is pretty fast and pretty quick.
yeah, you got yours over with pretty quick.
Yeah. So,
Well, we'll start out with my mom ended up getting this hunt for my dad for Christmas,
yeah, let's start there.
and my mom asked me if I wanted to tag along. So it's a guided hunt in Michigan. I believe we touched on it last
I think we said something, but we might as well
about
redo
going.
it.
Yeah.
Talk it again.
So it was in Michigan, and it is at Ted Nugent's.
Sunrise Safaris.
That's right.
It's actually a public hunt, though. Like, it's a public ground hunt.
Yeah, it's public ground. It's not like fenced in or nothing like
Yeah.
that. It's fair chase. It's Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent's name is on it. You never see. You can pay extra money. It was like $10,000 or something like that per person. You could get to meet Ted Nugent if you wanted to, but clearly we didn't want to do that. I mean, I like Uncle Ted, but not that much.
No.
So she asked if I wanted to tag along, and I said yes. You were kind of a later add-on. Who asked you?
You texted me, was it Thanksgiving? Maybe a little later. It was probably almost Christmas by then that you asked me if I wanted to go.
Okay.
Because you had said something about going on a turkey hunt for the podcast. I'm like, well, I'd love that. And you said that your dad was going for, he doesn't know yet, so don't say anything.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. But
So we got you in there, and April rolled around.
I was pumped, man.
We were getting a little antsy, getting excited.
So let's go back to last year. Prior to this podcast last year, I never killed an animal. So last year I killed a doe, my first deer. I killed a lot of things.
First duck.
First duck, what was that? Coot, first coot I killed.
Would I be considered a duck? Are they in the duck family?
I don't know. They look like,
They're waterfowl.
First goose.
yeah, first one-footed goose.
One-footed goose.
Yeah. Still got to kill another one to get 2
One-footed
feet.
goose and an old coot.
Old coot. You done a lot of firsts this
You got
year.
to start
Yeah.
somewhere.
That's awesome.
So a turkey hunt's something I wanted to do more than anything. So when you asked me to go on a turkey hunt, I was ready to go. So I was pretty excited, pretty pumped. And then we get out there,
How long of a drive was it? Like, was it 6 or
5 hours or so.
5 or 6 hours?
Yeah, it's just over the border in Michigan.
Wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was in Concord, Michigan.
Yeah, just outside of Jackson.
Yeah.
And then we're in like northeast Ohio, so we're kind of on the other side. But yeah, so it wasn't too bad of a drive. I expected worse. Your dad drove the whole way. Like, I drive for a living,
He's a
bud.
truck driver for a living. Dad's driving.
But yeah, the oh, where do I start here? We get to the place. It's like
It's
not what you expected. It's like it's a house.
It was nicer than I expected.
Signed skulls on the wall all over the place.
Ted Nugent was definitely
Memorabilia all over the place. It was definitely a Ted Nugent thing.
yeah.
We eat dinner, go to bed, talk to the guide, Jimmy. Shout out to Jimmy. And he's a pretty cool guy. We go to bed. We wake up next morning, like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
We're in the blind before the sun comes up, and there's just gobbles all over the place.
We're hunting on the edge of a field in a
Yeah.
blind. We have two big guys, and Jimmy
Wasn't a
was
whole
not
lot
a
of
big.
room.
Well, Jimmy was not a big guy, so that's good because we wouldn't have fit in there if Jimmy was the same size as us.
Yeah, it was interesting because I couldn't go in with my bag and everything. I had to kind of shimmy in because I'm a big guy, but the shooting range was kind of weird, which is going to play into this story a little bit. So I'm sitting on the left, Tucker's sitting on the right, Jimmy's behind us in the pop-up blind, and he just starts doing a couple yelps, like a doop, 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 and you hear.
Nothing really gobbled at first light because normally here they gobble at first light,
Yeah.
and nothing was really gobbling. Jimmy, I think, was kind of getting worried, like because nothing was talking.
He was definitely getting weird, but it was weird because he was just being impatient, I think.
Yeah.
Because we got in the blind, the sun's not even up, and he's like, these birds aren't doing anything. I'm like, wait, give it a few minutes. Come
Yeah.
on, man. And then it went from nothing happening to everything is happening.
In the matter of 5 minutes.
You guys weren't sitting together, right?
Yeah, we were sitting
We were
together.
sitting side by side, just
So-
like
in a
okay.
blind. We was in a blind, side by side.
I did not know that.
Yep.
so he's chirping, and then we hear there's gobbles behind us. Like there's no shooting lane behind us. We're trying to get this bird to come out in front of us
In
So
the
we can shoot
field.
it.
So who was going to shoot the first bird?
Tyler.
I was gonna
we
shoot.
decided that Tyler's never killed a bird before. I decided Tyler
Okay.
was going to get
Fair
the first shot.
So as we're working this bird, I think you spotted some hens on the way other side of the field,
Like
probably
200 yards off, like
pretty far away.
just picking around the field. And
And while Jimmy's still messing with this gobbler behind us, as he's going, those hens are coming down the field, and then
nothing's happening. Nothing's happening.
nothing's really going on. And all of a sudden,
Bam.
there's like five
Strutters.
strutters across the
right,
way.
right in front of us. About how far?
I would say 75 yards away. They
Okay.
weren't shootable, but they were pretty far away.
Yeah.
And then the one that I shot, which is right here, if you look on the video, that one right there with the big old beard is dragging the ground. He sees the decoys and he hears the calling, and
He wanted to.
the fan went down and he went sprinting.
Running.
And as he's sprinting, that thing is just touching the ground.
That beard swiping.
It's
just
just
swaying back
swiping the
and
ground.
forth.
If you can see, it's like swiped to the left there. That's because he was coming that fast.
He was running. He wanted to whoop. He wanted to whoop on that decoy.
And
back.
I'm waiting on him to come closer. And
Jimmy.
Jimmy's behind me. He's like, shoot that bird. Shoot that bird.
Shoot that bird.
Shoot that bird. Shoot
He
the
was
bird.
so excited.
Like the head's not even up.
In the
fan's
meantime-
not. He's not ready. I'm not ready to shoot him yet.
In the meantime, that bird's running at us, and there's three or four other strutters in the distance. And like I'm thinking, like we could try to double
get 'em
up
all-
here,
yeah.
like get them all up
Well,
here.
you can't have him come up and flop the decoy. That's not going to help. But
Well, they weren't going anywhere, and he was gonna whoop on a decoy, and they were coming too. They weren't running away or nothing. They were working our way too. I'm thinking, so wait a second, we'll double up, we'll be done with it.
We'll
Like,
double up 15 minutes into a 3-day hunt.
That's right. So go ahead and continue.
But anyway, he's going to shoot that bird. So I'm like, okay, I'm shooting this bird. So I line up, pow, and the bird goes down.
jelly headed him.
No, I wish. So we shoot that bird and we're like, okay, that bird's dead. Correct me if I'm remembering it wrong, but I only shot that bird at one time, right? That time, and then we're recalling, trying to get them to come back out of the woods, right?
Yep.
So we're sitting there.
But it went down, right?
It went down.
It kind of ran to the left,
It was kind of out of sight.
out of sight to the left.
But you assumed it was dead.
Soon,
We assumed it was dead.
and we were trying to get these other birds to come in,
Yeah.
and they're gobbling. They're not freaked out.
They didn't freak out?
They didn't freak out. They're gobbling, but they're working away from us. They're
Yeah.
like,
Our attention is to the left. It's over here.
yeah.
And our attention's not over here where the dead bird and our decoys are. We're hoping that Jake or that gobbler flopping around out there near the decoys is going to bring them back outside.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thought of our focus is over here because this bird's dead. Next thing you know, Tucker's like, hey,
Bird out front.
there's a bird out front
Bird out front.
right here.
Jimmy looks. He's like, our bird's gone. Our bird's gone.
Yeah. He's freaking out. He's jumping on the backside of the blind trying to look. And he's like, that's a bird. Shoot that bird. So Tucker pulls up and shoots it.
No, I didn't shoot at that. I shot it.
Oh, wait, no. I shot that time and then you had to finish it for me because it got
No.
out of range.
All right.
Something happened.
So you shot first, and it ran to the left, and I shot, and it went down.
Okay,
as
that's
it ran
right.
to the left.
That's right.
Oh, for crying out loud.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
So-
It's been 6 months or so.
And it's
5 months.
still out of sight down. Like Jimmy's like, nice shot. Like he watches.
Yeah.
birds
So
die, you
when
know
I
what I
shot
mean?
that bird and it was coming running, the gap I had to shoot closed very, very quickly because it's gray right here. But Tucker's sitting like
More to
here.
the right.
So he has a better angle back around. So yeah, I shot
And
the bird
feathers
kept
flew off everywhere.
Yeah, that bird was gonna die. So he finished it and then
Rolled it, and it's down
Yeah.
on the ground.
and then go back to the rest of the story where we're waiting on this bird to come out to get Tucker's bird. And he
Here it comes across.
He comes across in front of us, and I had to put him down again.
I said,
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
You had to put that bird down. Put 3 shells in that bird.
Right.
I go, shoot that thing, Tyler. I'm drew up on it, and I almost pulled the trigger. And I'm like, this is Tyler's bird. I don't know. I'm gonna let him shoot it.
Yeah.
I'm like, shoot that bird, Tyler. Boom, and he did drop at that time. And Jimmy's like, let's get out of this goddamn blind and get this bird. He said before it runs off. And it's a good thing that bird worked in front of us because we couldn't see behind us.
It could, if it went the other
If
way,
it went
I would have been
across
caught
the-
off and died.
Across the field or to or behind us, we'd have never seen it.
Yeah. It'd been
There'd have been no blood. There would have been no nothing.
And I would have had pain for the next 3 days.
Yes.
That would have sucked. Yeah, for sure.
So Tyler's hunt's done. We go out and take pictures with it.
Oh, I'm pumped, dude.
He's
This bird
pumped.
is huge.
We're high-fiving. Jimmy's, I think, more excited than any of us.
Yeah. There's a reason why he does that for a living, and that's because he gets off on the hunt more than we do.
Yes, for sure.
And he's just standing there with a call in his mouth.
And so we get pictures with it, and I'm sitting there, and I go, well, what's the plan? We're going to hunt again tomorrow morning? And he looks me in the eyes. He goes, tomorrow morning, we're going to kill your bird today. I said, hell yeah, Jimmy, I'm down. Like, I love the attitude.
Speaking of, by the time that I got done with pictures and everything, it's only 8:30 in the morning.
Maybe even early.
Maybe earlier than that.
But yeah, you killed your bird really early. So then my hunt starts. So Jimmy says, I'm going to kill your bird today. We're going to kill your bird today. I'm like, all right, well, I'm down. So we go back to the truck. We walked probably 300 yards across the field to the blind. So we walked back to the truck and started driving around. I've never seen any more birds, many more turkeys in my entire life than what I've seen.
There's so many.
So many birds in Michigan, and it's all chopped up into little field, like big fields with woods around them. So it's perfect for turkeys to strut out in the middle of the field, and then they have a roost in spots, and then they go to pick around the fields or whatever.
You said that he said the numbers were way down, and
Yeah, he's saying numbers are down. I'm like, this is the most turkeys we've ever seen in our entire
So,
life.
Jimmy, this is a lot.
I
Like,
go to
we're-
a turkey farm and see less turkeys.
so we're just driving down the road, and there's turkeys running out in front of us. Like,
that's
just
not normal here.
No.
Not really.
no. So
We come to a stop sign. There's like one sitting in the middle of the road.
yeah.
It's like,
It's a butterball factory up there. Shout out to Charlie and
Butterball factory. That's right. I did forget about that. So we drove around from field to field to field, and we did. His tactic was he'd go to a field, we'd walk a little ways, he'd call, try to strike a bird up, and we worked around this outside. He'd call, we'd walk another 75 yards, call, walk another 75 yards, call, because it was big fields, and they're not. It's all pretty much flat. It's not very hilly, not compared to here. So we call in, we'll walk a little bit, call again, and just down over the hill, turkey strikes, gobbles, and so we work around. It's just a little knoll. We work around this back side. And Tyler, you was with us.
Yep.
You stayed back a little bit and tried to let me and Jimmy go up.
yeah, it wasn't really worth me trying to see to lose a turkey. So
Yeah, to then bust us. And so we belly crawled up to this.
I want to see you belly crawl.
Yeah, I did belly crawl.
it was pretty funny.
This
It was pretty
physique
funny.
does
I had a
not
front
say
row seat.
belly crawler, but I did belly crawl. And we peek out of this knoll, and there's 3 strutters. And we're pretty excited because they're strutting. And they're pretty far yet, and they're hard to tell whether they're jakes or toms. And it's the tail fan and the 3 center tail feathers are longer than the rest of the tail. That's how you tell whether it's a jake
on
or
a
not.
Jake, yeah.
Or it has a shorter beard. So we're looking and looking and looking, and we just can't decide whether they're jakes or toms. We just couldn't decide because they're all in front of each other. There was 3 strutters, but there was probably 10 turkeys altogether. And so we decide, they're working along a wood line. We decide to wrap back around and try to get in front of them. So we walk clear back around, try to get back in front of them. we're belly crawling again. And Jimmy's like, my knee. I just tore my meniscus in my knee. I'm like, yeah, I tore my ACL, PCL, and LCL in my knee. I had surgery on it. And I'm like, so we're just belly crawling. He's in shape. I'm fat. So we're just crawling away. And we did get pretty close. We got probably 70 yards from them. And we just wasn't going to get any closer without them busting us. And we got pretty close to realize they were all jakes. So we just snuck up on some jakes. He's like, well, it was still cool sneaking up on them. So we just stood up and they all ran off. So we go check another field. He's like, these guys have been doing work in this field. I'm not sure if they're still there or not. So we get there and they're doing work in the field. They were hauling lumber or something. What were they doing? You remember, Tyler?
I think they were just getting rocks out of the field.
Rocks?
I think that's what they were doing. They were
okay. I think you're right.
Rocks out of the
okay.
field. Okay.
And so it was a field, and then another field, and then there's woods all the way around them, and then another field yet with woods splitting them up. So we walk clear back to this back field. There was nothing in the middle field, so we walk clear back to this back field, and we call bird strikes. We're like, all right, we're gonna do this. So we walk back to the back field, and we see 3 strutters, and we're like 100 yards away, 150 yards away.
It's hard for me to say because I was like,
you were back.
You guys were up on the ridgeline. I was sitting down in the holler there.
Yeah.
At this point, we were so close to birds, and they're probably within 100 yards, but 100 yards max, but somewhere between there.
And Jimmy's like,
screw it up.
Set up right there. I'm like, we're pretty far, Jimmy. Like we need. I feel like we need to get a little closer here. He's like, set up. So there's this tree that fell down, had four limbs. I just burrowed my way into there, not very gracefully. Briars everywhere. I'm burrowing my way in there. And I get set up, and I'm resting my gun on this, and there's a power line cut that goes from left to right in front of me, probably 15 yards, 20 yards, pretty close.
And you were resting your gun on what, a branch?
I was resting my gun on because the log it fell over, and it set up to where I had a seat and could rest my gun on the log.
Okay, I got it. Can picture it.
So they're still strutting out there. He starts calling. They're responding. Gobbling. Ow! Gobbling. They start working from right to left out across this field. They're like going kind of away from us. I'm like, oh man, like we're not going to be able to get shots at these turkeys. So they go left, and we thought they were going to wrap around behind us for a second. They're still gobbling. And all of a sudden, I see something dart in front of me. And I realized it was a hen. So this hen comes up pretty close to me. There's a path on my right. There's that power line cut, and then there's another path that comes right by me. And this hen was probably 5 yards away from me. And I'm looking at it, and it's just staring at me, and I'm staring at it. And here it had a beard. It was a bearded hen. And I mean, it's legal to shoot bearded hens, so I'm wondering if I should shoot this thing or not. I've never killed a bearded hen, but I had 2 gobblers in front of me, and so that was a bird. And then just as I said, I leaned around Jimmy and I said, "It's a bearded hen." And just as I said that, he calls, and right in front of me, 15 yards, turkey gobbles right in my face. And it stretched its neck out to where it could see me when it gobbled. And I'm like, oh, shoot. So I get set up real quick. I get down on my gun. And it seen me, lifted its head up. Boom! Blasting. Killed it first shot. And the other turkey just sat there. We got up and walked over to it. And it just sat there and looked at us.
Yeah.
It was kind of moseyed on off.
I was even able to get up the hill from where I was and still see that turkey still sitting there.
Yeah.
Huh.
And we got pictures with it right there. And
you know what I remember most about that spot? When that turkey was running away from us, like the one that stood there, and we finally got to run away. The brightness of red on its head. That's what surprised me.
It was so jacked up, and
yeah.
when they want to fight or want to, they get all colorful and stuff. And there was 3 turkeys out there, and we seen 2 gobblers and that hen. We've come to conclusion that hen was strutting with them gobblers. It was a strutting hen. It strutted with them.
I've never heard of I've heard of bearded hens, but I didn't know that they would.
It was strutting with it. We never seen a third gobbler.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting because we seen 3 turkeys strutting out there.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that kind of stuck out to me, and with that, but it was a blast. It was a blast. So after that, after we killed our turkeys within what?
It was 1 o'clock when you killed yours.
Yeah, so
1 o'clock when you killed yours.
So it was a 4-hour difference.
Yeah.
We went back and cleaned our birds, right?
Yep. Got to see what Uncle Ted's little playground there.
We figured Ted Nugent's face was just on it, like his name is on it and everything else.
Yeah.
We went back to clean our birds, and here it was Ted Nugent's garage and his house. We got to go to his house and garage.
Yeah, it was like all the things you see on the TV show he has, like those the weird Jeeps and stuff like that.
The Broncos.
Yes, those are
All that stuff. His stuff
all in
was
there.
He had Broncos side by side, a Charger, all of his guitars.
Yeah.
Everything was in there. Pictures.
It was pretty nuts.
It was legit Ted's place. I was thinking, oh yeah, Ted, where
right.
Ted is.
Yeah, it's just a selling point. No, it was
legit Ted's place. You had to have a code to get in to the gate and everything else. Where the one spot where you get in, and it was pretty cool. He had a pond. He had food plots planted. It was pretty interesting. It was a fun time.
That's cool.
So that bird you killed, that's this one here.
That's that one.
Should we talk about how we did it? We did these mounts ourselves.
Do we want to touch on Tad's hunt?
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dad
Your poor dad, man.
Dad ended up going with a hired guide. Where was he from? Arkansas?
Georgia. He's from Georgia. Had to take
And-
his teeth out just to use the call. Hilarious.
Ted take his teeth out to use the call. And this guy was a character, and he was a storyteller. He was.
Oh, him and Dad probably. That's probably why it
That's-
took them so long. They didn't shut up from telling
That's
us
what we were
stories.
thinking.
They might have been okay for about 10 minutes, and after that, it was just rubbing elbows.
Oh my god! And they get into the. Dad said he got into the blind because they got into an elevated blind, and he said 15 minutes into the hunt. What was his name?
For some reason, I can't remember it.
I don't remember it either because we didn't have him. He wasn't our guide.
Yeah.
15 minutes into sitting there, he's sleeping. He's snoring.
That's your guy.
That's his guy.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's not.
He
great
was like
sign.
68 or 70 or something like that.
He was getting up there in age for
He
sure.
was older. So he's snoozing in the blind, and Dad was having a rough day.
sleeping on the job.
And he didn't go where Jimmy told him to in the morning. And if he would have went where Jimmy told the guy to go, he would have killed a bird.
Yep.
Because we went by there and there was birds there. And they're like, why isn't he killing that bird? But
So why didn't Jimmy take him after day one?
because what the heck was his name? I can't remember his name.
I have no idea. For some reason, I can't remember.
I can't remember. I don't know. It's just so day one happened and then day two happened, and it poured the second day.
Yeah.
all day
The second
long.
day, Jimmy went with him. It was those three. It was that guy, Jimmy.
They went
and-
back to where we killed our
Yes.
birds.
Oh, okay.
And it poured down rain all day long.
Well, they should have been in a field somewhere.
So they hunted in a blind. They were in a field. Yep.
Nothing.
Never seen a bird. Never heard a bird. Never seen a bird. Never nothing.
Day two, scratch.
So they hunted all day long. It's not like they hunted that morning.
Yeah.
Wait, they hunted all day long. Dad come back at lunch.
Could you hunt all day?
All day. Yep.
Yeah.
It was. I bet it. I don't know if Michigan has that law or not, but they were to that point where you could hunt all day. Yes. But Dad come back at lunch, ate a sandwich, changed his clothes, and headed back out.
While you guys are relaxed.
While we're sitting in the chairs relaxing, I said to Tyler, "You want to go get something to eat?" So
Oh, yeah.
we drove to town, got some food, I got a burger. He got a burger. We had a nice little restaurant.
Then we made a Yui on the way back and got ice cream.
Yeah, we seen an
Oh, yeah, dude.
ice cream stand. He's like, "You want to get some ice cream?" I'm like, "Sure." So we
Whip
pulled
it
over,
around, buddy.
and while Dad's out there getting drenched, soaking wet,
We're having a time of our lives, run out of snacks.
and we cooked our birds. We were having a good old time. We had a
yeah.
fire. We're having fires. We're cooking our birds and wrapped them in bacon. But the third day comes.
Good.
The third day comes, and they hunted that morning. Nothing. And Jake's were in front of them, but they wouldn't let him shoot Jake's. They didn't want him to shoot Jake's. Which I mean,
I kind of understand though because
I
it's kind of
understand.
their investment. You know?
Yeah, right.
but Dad has $1,000 wrapped up into this hunt. He wants to kill
He
something,
wants to kill something.
Yeah.
and it's the last day.
And Jimmy's trying to tell him just come back,
Shot it.
come back for free next year or something like that. We'll got
Yeah.
you next something like that. He's trying to smooth it over on him.
Yeah, they were like trying to make it right with him, and they were to the point. Like the last day, like Jimmy thought they weren't going to kill anything.
Yeah.
And so they go to this one spot and they see birds off the property. And so they're like, well, we can't kill them. They're off property. So they jumped back in their truck and drove down the road. And as they were driving down the road, they met another farmer that they had permission to hunt with. Met another farmer. And they said, who owns this? And he said, so-and-so owns it. The guy that owns the feed mill in town. So they loaded up, went to town, talked to the guy that owned the property. He said, sure, go right ahead. So they went back to that bird last 2 hours of the day and they killed that bird.
I killed mine the first hour. Your dad had to wait till the last hour.
Last hour.
He got his money.
Hey, he earned
got
that
it.
bird, man. He earned it.
A good thing he did, because we'd have never heard the end of how he didn't kill a bird.
Yeah. I will say this though. You touched on it a little bit where we cooked that bird. We cooked a little bit of yours when we were there, wrapped in some bacon, some barbecue, put it on the grill or whatever. I brought mine home and I smoked it, and it was the best protein I've ever had in my entire life. That'll keep me turkey hunting forever.
The taste of it.
Just
Not the
taste.
adrenaline, the taste.
The taste of
the
it.
taste
man.
of the food.
If you look at me, you know I like food and I know how to cook it. It's it tasted so good. I brought some to your dad. He's like, "Hey, take mine and smoke it for me." So I had to smoke your dad's turkey for him too. I don't know if he's eaten it though yet.
I don't know. I would say so.
I'm saying he probably did.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you? You snuck off to a little turkey
I
up
did.
there by yourself.
I did get to go on a turkey hunt in West Virginia. There's a guy. He was a customer first. I trained a dog for him and turned friend. He's a great guy. His name's Eric, but I swear he took his dog home that I trained and told everybody in West Virginia about me, because every time my phone rings and it's the West Virginia number,
That's good.
I'll answer it and I'll be like, "Yeah, I have a dog for you to train. You know Eric? Yeah, I know.
It's good for business. I guess.
He has got me sent a lot of dogs my way. I do appreciate him for that. But he invited me down to go. This is the second time I've went to go turkey hunting
With him?
with him on his
Okay.
property. He owns 300, I think around 300 acres there.
Yeah, but 300 acres in West Virginia is like one's at this level, and then the rest of it's all the way up here.
Oh yeah, it's all hills
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah,
It's nuts.
Sheep country.
yeah.
It's not Tyler country, that's for sure.
We like level ground, Tyler.
But I brought my drone. I have a FPV drone, long range drone. I can fly for miles, and I brought it just to fly it around.
And it flies 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's sick.
It's
It was-
ridiculous.
So I brought it just to play with it, and he's obviously on top of a mountain, so it was just cool to fly around. And and he thought, I didn't think that he would be as impressed with it too, but I was letting him fly, and he thought this thing is awesome. I'm checking my horses in my backfield, and he's like, I never thought I'd want one of these. I gotta get one of these. And
That's a good point. I never really thought about that. You can check on your animals at big property like that.
yeah,
That's
he's got to drive, to go, to get his check.
I never even thought about that way.
But he's like, I should buy one of these. Well, his friend said, you should buy one and you can use it as a write-off. It's for, for farm use. But we drive around to his back field, and he's got a sawmill back there, and we parked it side by side by a sawmill. And when we drove around, we went through like 4 or 5 gates that were all open, wide open. And when we get back to the sawmill, there's cows standing there. And I said, "What keeps those cows in?" He said, "Same thing that keeps them." I can't remember how he worded it. Same thing that keeps them out. And he said, "They're not mine. I don't want them. Nothing keeps them in here. I don't want them here." They were the neighbor's cows, but they weren't.
That's a good way to put that.
But we go to this. So there's a sawmill, and then there's like there's a trail, and then like another field, and then a trail, and another field, and we go all the way to the back, and he owl hoots, and a turkey gobbles out by the sawmill. So
Where you started.
Right where we started. So we turned around and walked back and sat like 50 yards from the side by side. I could see the side by side. And we didn't hear anything for a while. It got daylight, and they were off. And you knew they were off the roost. And he'd call periodically. Didn't hear anything. And next thing I know, I hear a gobble. Like I'm just being patient. He's sitting like 20, 30 yards behind me, probably. Told me where to sit down, and all of a sudden, bird gobbles right in front of me. But I can't see it. It's the way the field wraps around. It's just around the corner from me, but it's not that far. Maybe 100 yards. And I'm like, all right, here we go. Like it's coming. And he calls, and some time goes by, and it gobbles again, about the same place. Later he calls, and some time goes by, and later it gobbles again, about the same place, and then eventually it's further. And he's like, it probably has a hen with it. We can never see it.
Yeah.
And it's probably following the hens. So we try to reposition, and we call again, and by the time it went all the way across the other side of this field, and we went down through this gully, through the woods, and set up on this peak. And we call again, and it was coming. I'm like, it's coming. It's gobbling, like responding to us a lot. It's coming. And like right before it come to us, it was again close, probably 50 yards or more, but it was just the way the hills are there.
Sounded.
You just couldn't see it. I mean, because this, you can't see real far there.
Gotcha.
And it turned before it got to us and went on down this valley, and we moved again, and it just kept getting further and further.
That's how it normally works.
And so he's just like, heck with that thing. And it was it was getting close to noon by that point, and we just decided to call her a day. We can only hunt until noon.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
So, and
Was it like first 2 weeks you can only hunt, or the first week? What is the law?
I'm not sure.
I never hunt afternoon anyway.
I would look it up for you, but
We don't have
no
no
Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi today. But yeah, next time we'll
I'm just
look up
messing with
stats
you.
and stuff. But so we called her a day. I went and flew the drone around.
Did you say Juno? You started to say something.
Oh yeah. So, we were talking about those turkey decoys where it's like the fan and you crawl. Like I've seen videos of people crawling like out in the field.
It's called reaping.
That's okay. Right up to like turkeys.
Yep.
And I was saying, man, I would be afraid of crawling around looking like a turkey.
Yeah.
And during turkey season, somebody's going to shoot you. And he said, yeah, some idiot would be out there with a rifle and shoot you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's weird that you said a rifle, So I'm like, I guess so. And then later we were sitting in his living room, and he was like, he was showing me pictures of turkey right outside his window. And then he was telling me a story about another time a turkey come up right by his house, and he said, I went and got the rifle and I shot it. And I'm thinking,
You can't shoot a turkey with a rifle.
That's just the weirdest thing I ever heard. Why would you shoot a turkey with a rifle? I mean, I guess it's his property. He can do whatever he wants. Not legally, but whatever. I thought that was that kind of thing. Later, I didn't know in West Virginia you can legally shoot a turkey with a rifle.
That's weird.
I wouldn't.
I didn't know that.
I would think that would be pretty easy. Especially the way the hills are and stuff. You sneak up on a knob and see a turkey down on a field. Drop it, and there you go. I wouldn't see that much sport in that.
Yeah.
But it's legal.
Some people don't do it for the sport, though.
Well, I guess if they just needed the meat.
Yeah.
But that was day one. I hunted did I hunt 3 days? Yep, I hunted 3 days. Second day it rained all day. And we sat in the...
Sounds like the Michigan trip.
Yeah, right. We sat in it looked like a blind, but it was for hay for his horses. It's a big plastic thing.
Gotcha.
We sat in there in the hay and didn't hear a gobble, didn't see a turkey, nothing. Then, once it got closer to noon, we started walking around just to see if we can spot and stalk some at like a last ditch effort.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see anything, didn't hear anything. It was just a long day, long morning, just sitting there here and seeing nothing but rain. The third day, we went to a cookout at the neighbor's house, and I took that drone down there, and they were all so impressed with that drone.
Is this second day evening, or this is the third day evening?
This is the second day evening going to the cookout. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So we're sitting I'm flying that drone around and showing everybody, and he said, "Hey, check that field." He said, "Go fly over by the sawmill, see if there's any turkeys." And I flew over to the sawmill, and I can see some turkeys there. Yeah, I couldn't tell. I could see one of them strutting, because if their hills are in my way, I have to keep going higher and higher so it don't lose signal. So that had to be really high, and I could just see their dots, and I could see one was strutting. It was getting bigger and smaller, and I could tell it was strutting, and it wasn't. Mm-hmm. So I told him I saw, I think, 3. He's like, "Oh, okay. That's good." And then I flew back to where we were, and I flew right across the valley and over to a neighbor's field, and I was really low because the signal, there was no hills in my way, so I was really low. And I flew right over into this field, and then below I can see in the goggles there's 5 turkeys strutting right there. I said, "There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turkeys strutting right there." He's like, wait, let me see. So I took the goggles off, and he's looking at them. He's like, all right. We're going there tomorrow.
Did it freak them out or anything?
They were all strutting, and then as soon as I stopped, they all kind of were like, "What is that?" And they all started to stop strutting. They didn't run away or anything, but they stopped strutting and was just kind of looking up.
It's like when we see UFOs, right?
Yeah, kind of just started walking off, but they weren't real spooked.
Startled or nothing.
And so he's like, "We're going there tomorrow." And another guy that comes, that's Eric's friend. His name's Al. And he is a character. He's funny, and he was going to hunt with us on the third morning. And when we got up, we get a text from him. It says, "I'm running late. Go ahead without me. I'm just going to hunt over to Sawmill. And, I'm going to go park by the Sawmill and hunt over there." So we went on to the neighbor's property, set up a blind right where I saw those 5 gobblers. And we sat there. And as soon as it gets daylight, we're not hearing anything gobble, nothing. It's just dead silent. As soon as it gets daylight, we hear. He looks at me and goes, "Well, there's Al."
Damn it.
So we hunt the rest of the morning, don't hear or see nothing over there. We move and call, and we do everything we can, nothing. When we go back, pulling the driveway, Al's sitting there in his truck on the tailgate waiting on us. And I get out, and he's holding his turkey out. He goes, "There was turkeys everywhere over there. I had to beat them off me with a stick." So I just hunted for 2 days straight.
That's how it normally works.
Oh, man. So I don't go there. I mean, I would be nice to kill a turkey, but I go there to hang out with Eric, and
Nice
I just appreciate
Getaway.
I just
getaway.
enjoy hanging out with him. And
Well, you don't like hanging out with us. That's cool.
Yeah.
We get it.
so that was my turkey hunting story.
Well, at least somebody killed one.
That's the reason why there's only 2 mounts on the wall. And like 2 real hunters
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it'd be nice if my fan was
right in the middle.
Right in the middle,
Yeah.
up higher, bigger.
Yeah. Mhm.
Was
Well-
it nice? Was it a nice bird?
It was pretty decent. Yeah,
Did you measure or
No, we
weigh it or
didn't
anything?
Weigh it or measure anything. It just good sized bird though.
Nice.
Well, so let's talk about this year. So we're coming up. It's the beginning of August, really, and
We're hoping YouTube takes off. That would be
Yeah.
cool if it.
be nice. We're trying to look for some sponsors so we can get out and do more activities. That way we have better stories for you guys. What are you looking forward to most this winter, this hunting season? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Tyson.
I got something I'm pretty gosh dang excited about. A friend of mine lives right beside me. I sold him an acre and a half. He built a house, and he's got a little boy that I don't know how old he is, 5 or 6 maybe.
He talks.
Probably not that old. I don't know.
I won't say that
He
old.
talks.
He talks. That's all.
He talks.
Anyway, he's like, I want to get him out and get him. When I was younger, my dad always had beagle dogs, and I want to get some beagle dogs. And he asked me where I can you know where I can get some?
The only person we knew was Elliot.
Yeah, we called Elliot, and he didn't have any, but he gave me a number to a guy named Marvin, and he said, give him a call. So I called him, and he said, yeah, I got some pups here. So the plan is how me and Ryan operate. What's his is mine, mine is his. We share
It's
everything.
almost like you're married.
Kinda. I mean, we share tools. I mean, we help each other. We share a tractor. We just share everything. So when he gets beagle dogs, they're mine too. And
Where are these beagles coming from?
so that's I'm getting to the story
Okay.
there. I call Marvin. Marvin's like, yeah, I have a couple litters, and yeah, I'll make you a good deal. And I talked to him for a while. Super nice guy. And he said, well, it just kind of, as I was talking to him, he had a southern accent, and it kind of dawned on me. I was like, you know what? I've heard of this Marvin. Because I was thinking I was going to go, an hour from here or wherever and pick him up. And he's like, well, how are you going to get him? I was like, it dawned on me. I was like, I remember Marvin, Elliot talking about Marvin now. I think is he in South Carolina?
I don't know.
Down south somewhere. I think it's
Lord.
South Carolina. How are you going to get these things? He's like, it's like a 10-hour drive to get.
Didn't think that far ahead.
No, he says, I got a good dog hauler, but he charges like $350 a dog. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to do that.
What are you gonna do?
So I told Ryan, I said I'll figure it out. And so I told Ryan, hey, I got you some dogs. And
They're in South Carolina.
they're in South Carolina.
Go get them.
He's like, so you're saying I have to go to South Carolina to get them? I didn't say that. I said there's a dog hauler, but it's not exactly cheap.
What if you split it with Ryan?
The dog hauler?
Yeah,
How many dogs is it?
2 dogs.
Dude, I'm getting a pair.
Okay.
Males or females?
We're gonna. I wanted a pair because they're from different litters, and Elliot said they'd be good to cross someday. So if we decide
Male and a female.
male and female,
Okay.
a pair is
Okay, I got you.
yeah.
I'm following.
Male. Well, I said.
Picking up where you're
He
stepping
said,
in.
"What did you? What do you want? 2 males, 2 females?" I said, "I want at least 1 female if you can, let one go." And he said, "I can let you have 1." So it was either going to be 1 female or 2 females. I didn't want 2 males,
Yeah.
really. So I told Ryan. Ryan said he called me back a day or 2 later and said, "Hey, I talked to my wife and me and her's going to go down for a day or making a
What?
little trip of it, make a day or
I
stay
didn't
for a
know
night or
that.
2 and pick them up."
That works out for you.
Perfect.
you ain't got to leave the shelter. You're home.
Yeah.
So how far of a drive is it then?
South Carolina. That's a pretty far drive.
He said like 10 hours. I think he said it was
Sheesh.
10 hours to get
Well.
where he's at.
At least you can come to a meeting point to get them. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm super excited about it. I haven't had a good beagle dogs in 5, 6, probably 6, 7 years.
No, they're pups though, right? So
Yeah, these are pups.
How old?
They're not old enough to leave their mom yet. I mean, they're not 8 weeks old yet.
Oh wow.
They're going to be 8 weeks old. So they really won't be that useful for this season.
Yeah.
That's what I was curious because
We might be able to kill a rabbit or 2 over them at the end of this season. We'll definitely be outrunning them and working them. They're just not going to be broken.
It takes
really
time.
good at it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I'm super excited about it.
You haven't had beagles in how long?
Well, I just said like 7, 8 years probably.
Yeah.
Any good ones? I had to sacrifice a lot, to when you become an adult and you need things and you only have so much time. You got to work and
Life happens, bud.
Got kids, got a wife.
Yeah, so I had to kind of put that aside for right now. It'd be nice. I mean, I always said I'm gonna get beagles to hunt with my kids. my you know, my little girl's still pretty young yet, but
Yeah.
these things won't be gone before she's old enough to hunt.
Yeah. What about you, Tucker? What do you think you're looking forward to this hunting season?
I'd like to make a trip to go to Montana to try to kill a Miriam.
I know we talked about that a little bit.
We're trying
So
to,
it's like it's early spring. That's probably late spring with being in Montana, huh?
I'm not sure.
I'd have to look at their seasons and look at all that kind of stuff.
Hopefully I can try to kill a buck this year, not stick him and run off and me never find him.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to maybe kill a
have
nice
you?
buck.
I know we were at that Wild Turkey Federation banquet. And you got that. What was that? The drone thing.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
Did you-
Did you talk about that on here?
I don't think so. I don't recall if I did.
I think we were kind of done doing the podcast whenever.
Yeah.
We
So
were at
I bought at auction. I bought a deer drone tracking. So if you shot a buck and it ran off, and this was after I shot my buck and it ran off and never found it. He can bring his drone out and it has thermal. You can find deer easy.
Yeah, if you ever watch YouTube videos of these guys,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool to see.
It's a pretty expensive drone to do it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
You
Yeah,
got a freaking deal on that thing too.
How much did I buy for? Like $100?
I think it's $100.
And it was like a $500 value or something.
Yeah.
So you could either do that or you could see
Your
herd management is what they called it. You could see how many deer were on your property, which I don't have much timber. I don't have much woods.
Yeah, right.
So nothing's going to be really bedded on me. So I don't know. Hopefully I can stick a deer, and whether I need him or not, I'll just call him.
Are you getting any good pictures
You got
of deers?
I have one nice buck on camera, probably a shooter. Hopefully he sticks around.
That's good.
Don't get hit by a car or nothing. I am only 200 yards from 800. So,
Yeah. That's a good point.
or 250. That's 250, right?
It's 250. Yeah.
I also am planning on going to Michigan for grouse hunting. There's another guy that I trained a dog for that he has invited me multiple times. I think he's serious. I've had over the years lots of people invite me to different things. It doesn't fall through. I've been invited on bear hunts and elk hunts and all kind of stuff that just doesn't happen. But I think this is going to happen. He's got, I think his wife's family owns land and it has a cabin there. He said it wouldn't cost us anything. Just go up, buy our license, and he sent me a bunch of pictures of grouse eating out of bird feeders and stuff. So he said they're there.
What kind of dogs he got?
He's got a little short hair. It's I can't remember its name now. Oh,
Is it Millie?
May.
May?
His name's May, and it's Maybell is what he calls it, and it's really good. It's a good dog.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll answer my own question here.
What are you looking forward to, Tyler?
Just there's some things I want to do, some animals I want to go after, and I want to be able to do more things this hunting season than I did last year. I want to be able to go, waterfowl hunting a little bit more. I have my sights set on a on a Drake wood duck. I've had my sights set on that since I started hunting. I think I've told you that multiple times. I think they're really pretty birds, and I want one of those on my wall. But yeah, I'm really just excited to get back out there and do some more experiences. So we got maybe some dove, maybe some early goose. Depends on how things shake out. I'd like to get another doe in the freezer. I'm not too keen on hunting a big buck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just meat in the freezer and stuff like that. I want to start experimenting more with wild game meat. So there has got to be a way where you can eat goose and it tastes good.
When you find out, you let me know, all right?
I'm gonna figure it out.
Only time that I've heard anybody say that it tastes good was with jerky. Making jerky out.
And I bought a smoker.
We'll have to try it.
I bought a pellet smoker, so we'll figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
We'll kill a lot of geese, so
Yeah, I know it's
we do find homes for them. I mean, my buddy's father-in-law took all the goose that we killed last season, so at least we found a home for him he cooks them somehow or likes them.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I've been people say certain meat tastes certain ways, and I'm like, they don't taste the same. But goose,
Yeah.
They ain't lying.
not my cup of tea.
They ain't
man.
lying.
Yeah.
I don't like how everybody says things taste like chicken. That drives me nuts too. Or it tastes like pork. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No one says it tastes like a fillet steak. Gosh.
Oh well, what do you guys think? I think it's good for our first episode back. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's
It's nice to be, start doing this again. I forgot how fun it was.
Yeah, I think a couple things we're going to try to do is we're trying to change up what's on the table and what's behind us. So we're going to have different things to talk about each time. So
Put some new mounts on the wall, and
we put the turkey mounts up there because we're talking about turkeys today. So you never know what's going to end up on the wall. It could be a goose and a deer one day. You never know. Well, I think that's it, guys. You follow us on Instagram at Triple T Outdoors, Facebook Triple T Outdoors. Soon to be YouTube. You're going to be watching this on YouTube, so I shouldn't even say soon to be. So there's a little red box down at the bottom. It says subscribe. Subscribe to that. You get all the updates for us and all the notifications every time we post. There's going to be a TikTok coming soon. And look forward to hearing more from you. Please give us your feedback. We can only get better if you let us know. And that's pretty much...
Tell a friend, be a friend.
Oh, yeah. Be a friend, tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Yeah. And...